Hello YouTube friends, a short video on charting the financial markets using candlesticks in Python and Matplotlib. I love candlesticks, very short. A candlestick is a way of aggregating market data or any type of time series data by kind of looking at a certain time frame and taking the first print, the last print, and the highest number and the lowest number. So those four values aggregate data into a very easy way to kind of understand the data, if it's going up, if it's going down, if it's going up fast or slow, this kind of things. We'll also use the S&P 500 as our data source. It's really the economic barometer of the world. It's made up of 500 of the largest US companies listed on US exchanges, and it's weighed by the total market value of their outstanding shares. It captures over 80% total equity market value in the US and traded in the US, and almost 30% of that revenue comes from outside the United States. So it's like if there was such a thing as an electrocardiogram of the world's economic health, that would be it. So welcome to the Viral ML Show. My name is Manuel Amunatigi. I'm the author of a few books, including this new one right here that will come out at the end of April, at the end of this month. It's called The Little Book of Fundamental Indicators, where I share my favorite hands-on market analysis fundamental indicators and using a variety of different data sets. So you'll have things like this, candlesticks, charting the S&P 500, unemployment, real estate, CPI, VIX, etc. So if you've been following my financial videos, it's going to be more of that kind of stuff. So please sign up for my newsletter, upper right corner, so you can get advanced access to my material, connect on Twitter, and subscribe to the channel. All the code is in this Jupyter notebook. The link to the Jupyter notebook is always in the description. So whenever I do a hands-on, there's always code, and you can find that code in the description, the link to the code in the description of this video. So first off, we need to get data. We're going to need to get the S&P 500. We're going to be downloading it from Yahoo Finance, which has been making all sorts of great data available for free for many years. And so you type in caret GSPC. It's that simple. Hit enter. And here it is. GSPC is the index symbol for the S&P 500. You go historical data on that tab. Click on the date range. Click max to get the maximum available data, and you'll see it goes all the way back to 1950, so a lot of data. Hit apply and hit download. Apply and download. And there will download a comma delimited file to your local machine. Make sure that it's pointing to the same file, the same folder where you're running the Jupyter notebook. So here it is, and we load that data in memory. And here you see we have the date, the open, the high, the low, the close, the adjusted close, and the volume, just like we do when we download that data, right? We have the exact same thing. And we see it starts in 1950, and if we look at the end of it, we have the last whenever you download it, you should have the last trading day. Then we're going to do a simple visualization. We're going to look at it using Matplotlib. This is a very basic chart. We simply create a plot, and we pass it the date and the adjusted close. The adjusted close is better than the close, because if there's any changes to the price, some dividends or whatnot, it gets adjusted overnight, and the adjusted close will have the updates to that. So it's better off to use that one. And here we see from 1950 all the way to today, right? So a huge rise, a little bumpy here in the middle. Okay, so now let's start aggregating that data using candlesticks. You will need to install a library if you don't have it already, the MPL_finance. You can pip install, in the Jupyter notebook, or using your own command window, however you normally do it. So there are many ways of slicing and dicing this. Because we already have the open, high, low, close, we could use just those. That would be one way of doing it. But I prefer to do it from raw data. So this way will allow you to kind of use this approach to any time series data where they're not already giving you the high, low, close. That's why we're only going to work with the adjusted close. So we're going to take a copy of it so we can play around with it without destroying the original. And we're going to choose a time grouper. So here you could try yearly. It's uppercase Y. You could try 5 years, month. You could do hourly, whatever you want, right? But because we have a lot of data, we have data going back to 1950s. We're going to do a yearly. So this is our time grouper, and then we're going to use the kind of a group by and the pandas grouper functions. The pandas groupers functions is going to set the frequency, and basically we're going to say we want to take this data and group it by year, and we want the we want to use the adjusted close. So we're going to go the nth, which is going to give us the first period for that 1 year, the first price point. Nth minus 1 will be the last price point. And we're going to use the group by ag function, which is going to give us the low. So we're doing the numpy min, the numpy max, which will be the highest point and the lowest point, right? So we're basically rebuilding our 4-point aggregation by time, so by year, where we're going to get the open print, the close print, the high, and the low. And then we're going to create, we do all of this, we bring it back into our custom data frame, and now we have a date, open, high, low, close based on the year. So if I run this, now we see we have a print for year by year, right? 2015, 2016, 2017. It starts at this date because that's when we're starting, but you could clean that up if you wanted. But now we have prints year by year. So here comes in that package, the MPL Finance, when you have to load it in memory and call the candlestick underscore OHLC. That's going to allow us to draw these beautiful looking candles inside a matplotlib. So there's a few things we need to do. We need to kind of convert the dates, and we need to call this function candlestick underscore OHLC, which will take the axes of our plot. It's going to take the values. So basically the set of these 4 values. It needs these 5 columns: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Width. This is important. The width allows you, depending if you have a lot of data, you need to make a very small width. If it's sparse data, you need to make a big width. You'll quickly see if it doesn't look good. It's not done dynamically, and I don't know if they will change that in the future. You can also customize the color of your up candle, down candle, and that's it. We run play. And now we have it, right? We have our candles, 1 candle per year, starting in 1950 all the way to today. And if you compare this one with, let me scroll back up to this one, right? This is very hard to see. But here we clearly see, right? It just is very simple, the data. We clearly see that here. You see how these are a very large, long candlesticks, green, meaning that it really opened low and closed high. This is just pure trend. Very trending. There's no hesitation. Versus here, look at this cluster. They're not as long and they have tails. That means it opened here, it kind of went down, went back up. And this is even worse, right? It opened here, explored downwards, didn't like it, explored upwards, didn't like it, and came back. So this whole year, whatever year that was, the market didn't do anything. Here as well, the market didn't do anything. And people, there's all sorts of, trading techniques around candles. You're looking at the hammers, double bottoms, all these things. But just looking at visually here and not worrying too much about the details, clearly see very strong trend leading up to 2000. It's true, right? We had this huge bull market before the tech bubble. Same thing here, very strong trend. A very strong downtrend. This uptrend not as strong, right? Kind of a bit meandering, and leading up to the Great Recession, where the real estate bubble, right? And just look at this crash, very strong crash, one big bar. The entire year went down, right? This looks like 2009 or 2008, 2009, right? And here, same thing, very strong, 2 years that are very strong. Not as strong here, right? So even though we have some 2 bars, there's a tail to it. So they explored downwards. Same thing here. It explored. This one kind of went up. This one kind of opened here, went down, went up, and eventually opened, closed a little bit lower. So, just a great way of looking at time series. I did another video where I do heartbeat data. So using, Fitbit data, and also applying that time series to candlesticks. So any time series you have, anytime you have data that's over time, you can use candlesticks to aggregate information and to simplify each bar to just 4 very valuable data points. Catch you next time.